I'm Rick the gardener, and today I'm going to show you how to freeze beets or canned beets. Now I noticed a lot of videos don't show you from the garden to the kitchen table. So I decided to take you out in the garden and give you some tips on beets, a little history on the beets, and different ways of processing them. Around here we haven't had rain for about 3 months, so the ground is really hard, and I found the best way to loosen the ground around the beets is a real simple process. It's called use an axe. Okay, a little history on the beets. The beets are members of the mosquito family, and I'll explain that in a few minutes here. Now if you want to look down here, you can see there's different sized beets. We have a smaller beet in the front here, and then we have a pretty good sized beet and another smaller beet. That's because I did not thin them out when they were younger. So I'm going to go and show you how to loosen the soil around there so we can pull them out. I would like to caution parents that have children under the age of 35 that they don't watch this video, because this method can be dangerous. A few years ago, while chopping beets, I hit a rock, the axe head fell off, and it took my leg off. It's important you do both sides. Okay, once the soil is loosened, you can see the beet is real loose. It's really important. You just pull that thing out like that. Look at the size of that thing. Okay. Earlier I told you that the beets were members of the mosquito family. I just want you to use your imagination here. Okay. Before you start processing the beets, it's very important that you disregard what you were told as a child. Don't play with your food. I love playing with my food. Okay. You've all heard of the yard game called jarts. You see that bucket down there? That white bucket? Watch this. Okay, some of the leaves fell off and I broke the stinger off. Now I'm going to show you how to slice them. Okay, the next step is to trim the leaves, and normally you would cut the beak off, but that already happened. So, just like that. Now from this point, you can boil this whole thing in water, but because of its size, it's best to cut it up a little bit. There's a couple different methods. One would be like just chop it in quarters with the axe, or my favorite method. Okay, after you quarter the beets, you want to wash them up. I washed them outside with the hose, and unfortunately the dog was out, and so she got a hold of them. And you can see there's a lot of drool here. But when you blanch the beets, that washes off, so I won't worry about it. We're just going to go ahead and put these quarters in there and just really be careful. I like to, one thing I wanted to point out, I am wearing a white shirt. I learned a long time ago, when you're doing beets, it's best to wear a white shirt. That way if you spill on yourself, you don't have to look very much to find out where the stains are. Right now I don't have any beet stains, but that could change once we take them out. Now you want to leave the beets in here. The rule of thumb is whatever year you were born in, you divide that by how many beets you put in there. So like if you're born in 1960, I put 4 beets in there, so divide that by 4, so in 15 minutes they're ready to come out. Okay, the beets are being blanched and their time is up. So there's a couple things you want to do. First, I need to add a disclaimer that children under the age of 35, like I mentioned earlier out in the garden, should not try this method at all. Now my wife informed me this is a Calvin Klein tie, so we're just going to get it out of the way. Okay, the next thing is, you can see this is hot. Most people would take the beets out with something like this, but why do that when you can use a glove? Ah! Then you want to get them over to the sink and get cold water under them. Okay, now that the beets are cooled off somewhat, you stick them in the bag like this. Ziplock them shut, and they're all ready for the freezer. In a couple weeks we'll be doing corn. I hope you can join me for that.